let us continue with the next problem. Please see this question, sir. You will understand it very clearly as I proceed with my class. Do not worry about it. Just keep on listening to my class with complete attention. I am sure that you will understand it better. Now see here. Your question is, two horses were bought at 1600 rupees. That means there are two horses. I will call it as horse 1 and horse 2. There are two horses, horse 1 and horse 2. The cost price of first horse and the cost price of second horse, it is given in the first statement as 1600 rupees. It is given in the first statement as 1600 rupees. That is the first statement. First was sold at 10% profit and the second at 20% profit. Instead of reading the entire question, let us solve until what we have read till now. Two horses were sold at 1600 rupees. Now, your question is, find the difference between the cost price of both the horses. I don't know what is the cost price of first horse. I also don't know what is the cost price of second horse. What I will do is, I will assume the cost price of first horse as 1000. And I will assume the cost price of second horse as 600. Total 1000 plus 600 is 1600. That means I am assuming the values as 1000 and 600. Sir, can we assume some other value and arrive at the same answer? Definitely yes. That is what I will teach you in the next 5 minutes. Please keep on listening to this problem. I am assuming that first horse is costing me 1000 rupees. Second horse is costing me 600 rupees. Read the second statement. First was sold at 10% profit. What is 10% of 100? 10% of 1000. 10% of 1000 is 100 rupees. That means first horse was sold at 100 rupees more than 1000. That means it was sold at 1100 rupees. Right? It was sold at 1100 rupees. And the second at 20% profit. What is 20% of 600? 10% of 600 is 60. After one place, keep a decimal point from right hand side. 10% is 60. 20% is 120. That means it is sold at 120 rupees more than 600. Second horse was sold at 720 rupees. That means I assume this value as 1000. I assume this value as 600. Because of my assumption of 1000 and 600 only, I am getting 1100 and 720. Now, read the next statement. We will keep doing statement by statement and understand it much more better. Next statement says, if first were sold at 20% profit. Now, instead of selling first horse at 10% profit, suppose if first horse was sold at 20% profit. What is 20% of 1000? 200. That means if it was sold at 1200 rupees and second at 10% profit, instead of selling the second horse at 20% profit, if I sell the second horse at 10% profit, 10% of 600 is 60. It is 660, right? It is 660. He would have gained 5 rupees more. He would have gained 5 rupees more. Now listen carefully, sir. Can I say that I assume this as 1000? I assume the second horse cost price as 600. Because of my assumption of 1000 and 600 only, I am getting all the values as 1100, 720, 1200, 660. That means, can I say that whatever I have written on the screen right now, everything is according to my assumption. Everything is according to my assumption. That means if it is 1100 rupees sold, if the second horse is sold at 720 rupees, total selling price is 1820, 1100 plus 720. Similarly, if it was sold at 1200 and 660, total selling price is, it is 1860. Can I say that according to my assumption, first kind of total selling price is 1820. Second category of total selling price is 1860. That means, according to my assumption, if the horses were 1600 cost prices, or in other language, if the difference between the horses, if the difference between the cost price of the horses is 1000 minus 600, according to my assumption, if the difference is 1000 minus 600, which is 400, then I would have got 40 rupees more. 1820 is becoming 1860. How much more? It is 40 rupees more. According to my assumption, it is 40 rupees more. But according to the question, it is given that he would get 5 rupees more. According to my assumption, 40 more. According to question, it is 5 more. 40 is becoming 5. 40 divided by which number is 5? 40 divided by 8 is 5. 400 also divide by 8. 400 divided by 8. Answer for this question should be 50. That means the difference between the cost price according to the question, it should be how much? It should be 50. What I am teaching you right now is you take any value whatever you like. You like whatever the number you want. Please assume whatever you like. Find out everything according to your assumption. In the last step, convert according to the question. That means for all the values whatever I have assumed, the difference between the numbers is 400, but I am getting 40 rupees more in that case according to my assumption. But the question says it is not 40 more. What is question saying? Question says it is 5 rupees more. 40 should become 5 according to the question. Divide by 8. 400 also divide by 8. 400 divided by 8 is how much? It is nothing but 50. Answer for this question is 50. Now you might get a doubt. Sir, you are taking first horse cost price as 1000. Second horse cost price as 600. That is something which you are assuming. Can you assume some other values so that the total cost price is 1600 itself, which is given according to the question? Can you still arrive at the same answer 15? Can you please tell one example which will make us convincing? Can you please take a different number? Yes, definitely I will take. Whatever I have solved right now, I will call this as my method 1. I am taking method 2 immediately in the next 5 seconds so that you will understand how to arrive at the same number 50 even if I change my initial numbers of 1000 and 600. Now see here, sir. Same logic I will implement. I am solving method 2 as of now. You take whatever number you like, still you will arrive at the same answer. I am trying to prove it right now. Horse 1, cost price I will assume it as 1200. Horse 2, cost price I will assume it as remaining 400 because total cost price should be 1200 plus 400, 1600. 1600 is given in the question. Read the first statement. Now 1200 and 400 is my assumption. I will not find the answer according to my assumption. In the last step I will convert according to the question. Now see here. See here. First was sold at 10% profit. That means 10% of 1200 is 120 rupees. 120 profit is, it is 1320. Second was sold at 20% profit. 20% is 80. It is 400 plus 80, 480. That means according to this statement, total selling price is 1320 plus 480, which is nothing but 1800, right? 1800. Now read the next statement. Next statement in the question says, next statement says, if first were sold at 20% profit, instead of selling the first horse at 10% profit, suppose if it was sold at 20% profit, 20% of 1200, it is nothing but 240. 240 more than 1200. 1440. And the second at 10% profit, 10% of 400 is 40, it is 440. 1440 plus 440, total selling price is 1880, right? Total selling price is 1880. Can I say that according to my assumption, they are asking you in the question, find the difference between the cost price of both the horses. According to my assumption, what is the difference? 1200 and 400, what is the difference, sir? Difference is 800 according to my assumption. But they are asking you in the question how much it is. That we need to find. Similarly, according to my assumption, 1800 selling price is becoming 1880 in the later stage. That means I will get 8 rupees more. Sorry, 80 rupees more. According to my assumption, it is 80 rupees more. According to the question, it is given in the question that he would have got 5 rupees more. That means 80 rupees more should become 5 rupees more. 80 divided by which number is 5? 80 divided by 16 is only 5. 800 also divided by 16. 800 by 16 is, it is 50 rupees. Same 50 is what we got in method 1. Again and again and again I am saying you, sir, we are not interested. Even if you refer to the textbook person will say that let the difference between the cost price be X. They will assume it as X. I am assuming it as some other numerical value. It is always better to solve the questions by using numbers rather than by using variables, because variables will eventually create an equation and we need to solve that equation and keep getting the answers and waste our time. I hope the idea is very clear for you. I hope the idea is very clear for you. Kulbhushan, good that you asked me this doubt, but think logically. Sir, if we take H1 as 800 and H2 as 800, there will be no difference in cost price. My only request for you is, whenever they are asking you to find the difference, do not take the difference to be 0, because when the question is asked as difference, some value will be there. Suppose, for example, suppose your question, you are solving a time, speed and distance question. Kulbhushan, I remember that you would have definitely attended my time, speed and distance class earlier, because you are already an enrolled student if I remember right. Time, speed and distance, some question is given and your final question is find the distance, right? Final question is find the distance. Now, in our time, speed and distance, we solved every question by using LCM concept. So easily we solved. We were assuming some numerical value. Whatever numerical value, you can assume it. Will we assume 0 as the numerical value? No, we will not assume 0, because 0 means there is no distance which is travelled. So take some values where it is not 0. Good that you asked me that question. Because of your doubt, 200 plus students also got it cleared. Very good. I hope this question is clear for all the 200 plus students. Kindly comment in the live chat, sir. Do not worry if this question is not clear. I will take a few more questions which are coming further so that it will be clear for you people. Ramya, how to find 20%, all those things? It's very simple, Ramya. First of all, 20% is 1 by 5. 1 by 5 of 1200. It is nothing but 240. This is one of the method. Now, Ramya, please remember this. Suppose, for example, I will take a number 1200. I will call this number as 100%. If I want to find 10%, 10% means after one place from right hand side, I will keep a decimal point. 10.0 is 10. Here also after one place, keep a decimal point. 10% is 120. 20% is 2 times of 10%. So it is 2 times of 120. It should be 240 only, right? Now please see this question. Your question is, 2 horses were sold at 1710 rupees, 1710. That means 2 horses were sold at 1710. In this question, it is given that the sum of selling price is 1710. In the previous question, it was the sum of cost price which was given. Now it is sum of selling price which is given. I believe that you are able to understand the difference between the questions. And the next statement is, first was sold at 10% loss and the second at 25% profit. Again same logic. 10% loss means 10% is 1 by 10. That means cost price of first product is 10. There is a loss of 1 rupee. So selling price of first horse is 9 rupees. And it is given in the second statement that second horse was sold at 25% profit. That means 25% profit is 1 by 4 profit. Cost price of second product is 4 rupees. Profit is 1 rupee. So selling price should be how much? Selling price should be 5 rupees. Right? Selling price should be 5 rupees. Now, next, read the next statement. The next statement says, it is given very clearly in the next statement, sir. If the cost price of first horse is equal to selling price of the second horse, that means cost price of first horse is 10 rupees here. Selling price of second horse is 5 rupees here. They both need to be equal, it seems. But here it is written as 10. Here it is written as 5. 10 and 5, can they be equal? No, they cannot be equal. 10 and 5 cannot be equal. So make it as equal. Which number is the same number which is of 10 and 5? LCM of 10 and 5. LCM of 10 and 5 is 10. That means this 10 should become 10. Multiply by 1. 9 also multiply by 1. 5 should become 10. Multiply by 2. 4 also multiply by 2. I hope the idea is clear for you, right? Cost price of first horse is becoming equal to the selling price of second horse. Find the overall profit or loss in rupees they are asking. Now see here, can I say that whatever I have written till now is according to my assumption? According to my assumption, total cost price is, it is 10 plus 8, it is 18. Total cost price is 18 rupees. Similarly, total selling price is, it is 9 plus 10, it is 19 rupees. According to my assumption, total cost price is 18 rupees. Total selling price is 19 rupees. That means profit is 1 rupee. According to my assumption, profit is 1 rupee. According to my assumption, selling price is 19 rupees. But the question says the total selling price is 1710. According to the question, total selling price is 1710. 19 into 9 is 171, followed by one more extra 0. 19 into 90 is 1710. 1 into 90. Answer for this question is 90. And believe me, sir, I might take 2 minutes for me to explain this problem for you, but it is actually a 10-second or a 5-second question if you solve by using this method. And I am damn sure that with practice, you will start solving all these questions probably without using pen also. Why am I taking so much of time to explain? Because I want to make sure that every 200 plus viewers should understand it. That is the reason it is taking time for me to explain. That does not mean that it will take time so much for you to understand and solve in the exam also. I believe that it is very, very clear for you people. Rupa, if you are not clear with this question, kindly listen to the next question. Why am I saying this statement, Rupa? Because this question is similar to the previous question. This question is also more or less similar to the previous questions which I solved in my previous session. I already solved 3 to 4 similar varieties. I cannot keep explaining the same thing again and again and waste so many other students' time also. Please understand, I am teaching these problems as if I am teaching to a very, very small kid. And I am going very slow in today's class. I never go this much of slow. And I am teaching very slow. When I am teaching very slow, it is your responsibility to grasp it. And I know that these are some of the shortcuts which you are seeing it for the first time in your life. It takes time for you to digest. Do not worry about it. Just keep listening for the next few questions. I am damn sure that you will understand it. Next question. People who did not understand the previous question, please listen to this carefully. Please listen to this carefully. Now please see the next question. Your question is, if I sell a horse for 6,200 and a cow for 2,600, I will earn 10% profit. Let us go statement by statement. Horse is sold for 6,200. Cow is sold for 2,600. If I do this, I will have 10% profit. What is the total selling price? 6,200 plus 2,600 is 8,800. 8800. Right? Everyone, people who did not understand the previous question, forget about the previous question. Concentrate on this rather than commenting in the live chat saying that please repeat the previous. Whatever has happened is happened. If you can listen to this problem and understand, you can solve that question also, which I am repeating third time in this class. Please listen to this particular question. Now see here. So total selling price is 8800. Read the next statement. Okay, first of all, it is given in the question that if I do this, if I sell it for 6,200 and 2,600, I will earn 10% profit. That means profit percentage is nothing but 10%. 10% is nothing but 1 by 10. The meaning of 1 by 10 is cost price is 10 rupees. Profit is 1 rupee. So selling price is 10 plus 1, 11 rupees. But the total selling price according to the question is not 11. It is 8800. 11 is becoming 8800. 11 into 8 is 88, followed by 2 zeros. So 10 also multiply by 800. So total cost price is 8,000. That means cost price of both the products, cost price of both animals together, it is nothing but 8,000. I believe that it is very, very clear for you till this point of time. Both together costed me 8,000 rupees. Now read the next question, next statement. If I sell a horse for 6,000 rupees and a cow at its cost price. That means, suppose if the scenario is different. Suppose if I sell the horse for 6,000 rupees instead of selling the horse for 6,200. If I sell it for 6,000 rupees and if I sell the cow at its cost price, whatever the price I purchased the cow with, same price if I sell it cow, then I will earn 12.5 percentage profit. 12.5 percentage is 1 by 8, which I thought in my yesterday's session. It is 1 by 8. Again, same analogy. 1 by 8 means cost price is 8 rupees. Profit is 1 rupee. So selling price should be 9 rupees. Selling price should be 9 rupees. But just now we understood that total cost price of both is not 8 rupees. It is found out just now very recently as 8,000 rupees. 8 is becoming 8,000. Multiply by 1,000. 9 also multiply by 1,000. 9 into 1,000 is 9,000 rupees. That means total selling price in the second scenario is nothing but 9,000 rupees. Can I say that 6,000 rupees is the selling price of horse? Remaining is nothing but cow. Total is 9,000. That means the remaining is nothing but 3,000 rupees. Very, very easy logic. Selling price of cow is also nothing but equal to cost price of cow. That means the cost price of cow we understood right now as 3,000 rupees. Everything is logical way of solving. No formulas here. But they are asking find the cost price of both of it. Both horse and cow. Total cost price is 8,000. Out of that, cost price of cow is 3,000. That means the cost price of horse should be how much? Remaining 5,000. Where am I using formula here, sir? Where am I using formula? And this is exactly the reason 200 people will watch even if it is 4 hours of continuous class also. Please see the next question, sir. Again, a very, very beautiful question. Everyone please pay complete attention for this question. Otherwise, you will ask me to repeat again. I will go very slow in this problem like the way I did it in all the other problems. My request, please pay complete attention. Now see here. Your question is, a wristwatch and a clock were bought at rupees 390. That means cost price of watch, cost price of clock, total value is 390. Totally both together is 390 rupees, right? Wristwatch and clock together is costing me 390. That is the first statement. Second statement says, on selling wristwatch at 10% profit and clock at 15% profit, a person gains rupees 51.5. That means wristwatch is sold at 10% profit, clock is sold at 15% profit. Because he is selling at 10% and 15% profits respectively, a person is gaining 51.5 rupees. Your question is, find the difference between the cost price of both the watches. I want to find the difference. Now, everyone listen carefully, sir. Everyone listen carefully. Suppose, for example, this total 15% what I am getting from clock, I will split it as 10% and 5%, right? I will split it as 10% and 5%. Now see here, can I say that what is 10%? That means from wristwatch I am getting 10%, from clock also I am getting 10%. That means profit that I am getting is 10% of 390. What is 10% of 390? 10% of 390 is nothing but 39 rupees. This 39 rupees is the profit which I am actually getting. But question says profit which the person is getting is not 39. It is 51.5. That means 39 is added with some other profit, so that the total profit is 51.5. That means, can I say that this extra profit whatever I am getting is nothing but the profit which I am getting from the remaining 5%, right? I believe the idea is very, very clear for you people. That means 10% of both of them is giving me 39 rupees profit. But total profit question says it is 51.5. That means the extra profit, this extra profit is what I am getting. This is what I am getting from this 5% of cost price. That means 39 plus which value is 51.5. 39 plus 12.5 is only 51.5. That means, can I say that if I take 5% of cost price, if I take 5% of cost price, then I am getting 12.5 rupees, right? This 5% is constituting extra 12.5 rupees. If I take 5% of cost price, I am getting 12.5 rupees. But what I require is the actual cost price. That means one CPI require. One is nothing but 100%. 5% is nothing but 12.5. 100% of cost price is how much? Can I say that 5 is becoming 100, multiply by 20, 12.5 also multiply by 20, it is 250, right? It is 250. That means 100% of cost price is nothing but how much? It is 250 rupees. Can I say that? I hope you are all understanding the logic, sir, right? I hope you are all understanding the logic. That means, can I say that? Definitely can I say that this clock only is giving this 25% extra, right? That means the cost price of the clock is 250. Total cost price is 390 rupees. Out of 390, clock is 250. That means what should be remaining? 140. 390 minus 140. Question is, find the difference between the cost price. Clock and watch. Difference is how much? 250 minus 140. 110. Classical way of solving problem. Extremely beautiful way of problem solving. We will not use any formulas or variables, and I mean my statement. I hope the idea is clear. This 5% is for clock, right? 5% is for clock. That means 5% is giving another 12.5 rupees extra. 100% should give you 250 rupees. That means the entire cost price of clock is 250. What should be remaining? 140. Difference is 250 minus 140. It is 110. Where is the difficulty here, sir? Suppose, for example, let me teach you. Suppose, assume that we already know the answer, right? Assume that we already know the answer. Suppose, watch plus clock, it is given as 390. Now, assume that we know that watch price is 140, clock is 250, right? Now, what is the first statement? First statement is, on selling wristwatch at 10% profit, 10% of 140 is, it is 14 rupees. 140 plus 14 is 154, right? Next, it is 154. Next, and clock at 15% profit, 15% of 250. 15% is 10% plus 5%. 10% of 250 is nothing but, okay, let me write it. Forget about this 154. This is 14 rupees profit. 15% profit is 10% plus 5%. 10% of 250 is nothing but 25. This 14 plus 25 only in the previous slide I wrote it as 39, right? Next, 5% of 250 is half of 25, which is 12.5. This entire sum is 51.5, and that is what is given in the question. Therefore, 140 and 250 are correct answers. Where is the difficulty, sir? I will definitely fail in one thing every time. I will definitely fail in one thing every time. That failing of mine is nothing but failing to understand why students are using 1000 formulas. They are by-hearting 1000 formulas unnecessarily. They are remembering 100 formulas, and they are only vomiting 10 formulas in the examination. This is something I hate as a teacher, and I am failing to understand this fact. Why are students doing that kind of stupid methodologies which is not fetching them what is required in an aptitude exam? I hope the idea is very, very clear for my students, sir. Rajshekar, I know that you, a person like you, will ask me this doubt. That is the reason I explained you this method also, Rajshekar. I just splitted 15% as 10% and 5% beta. Nothing else. Nothing else I did. Instead of directly taking 15% and writing as 37.5%, 5 rupees, students might get confused directly taking 15. So I wrote it as 10 and 5. 14 plus 25 is 39. That is what I wrote here also, right, Rajshekar? 10 percentage of 390 is 39.